Hello everybody, welcome to Project Beauty, where we talk about project panning and everything beauty related. My name is Jen. Today is going to be the update for the Partners in Cream project pan, and this was created by Steph Lyons and DaLyn from Outward Processing on YouTube. I can't remember her Instagram one right now. I think it's pan and more, something like that. I'm not really sure. I have to check and then maybe link it down below. But I will for sure link their YouTube channels down below. It's one of those mornings I'm like really hyper right now because first of all, I was playing with a new eyeshadow palette today. It's like new, but like I haven't played with it at all until today. It's the Huda Rose Quartz. I'm currently watching the Olympics, and there's a Canadian right now, and I'm watching, and I'm just like, I want him to get the gold medal, obviously. So I'm really excited right now. I'm like really extra pumped, and so far things are looking okay. Woo, okay. I love the Winter Olympics, you guys. Like, if you hear me complain all the time about winter and things being like super cold and freezing and all the snow and blah blah, but when it comes to the Winter Olympics, like, I am pumped. I love watching people do skiing and hockey, and well, I'm not a fan of curling, oddly enough, but like I love so many winter sports, and it's just, ugh, I love the Olympics. It's so much fun. Like, anyway, so I am just going to show you guys my update. So you can choose between 3 to 6 items. I chose the 6 items, and I have updates on some. I don't have, I have one completion. So I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about that, honestly. So I'll talk a little bit more about it when I get to that point. We're going to go ahead and take a look at my updates now. So just an update, Canada got silver. So, I mean, I'm still super excited, but I was like so looking forward to that gold. But silver is amazing. I mean, could you imagine? Okay, enough Olympic talk. Okay, the first update I have is MAC Cyber. Oh, so I should mention that the updates are on the 10th of every month, and it goes from January 10th to December 10th. So you have that month in between for the holidays and New Year's, and to get yourself refreshed, just take a moment away from project panning and then get right back into it. There are I believe every 3 months there's a refresher, so if you want to like pick all new items, I think you can do that. I probably won't do that because I really want to push through my items this year. And I didn't do it last year either. I actually wasn't aware that that was a thing. I didn't pay any attention to that in anybody's video for some reason. It just like flew right over my head. So I believe if you want to, you can switch everything out after 3 months and then start fresh on other cream items just to keep them all rolling. But I'm gonna just go ahead and show you what I have. I've put a few really intense items in my project because I need to start using things. I need to start moving things out of my collection, and I got to be serious about it this year because otherwise, why am I buying this stuff? I want to get it out because clearly these are things that I haven't been using in the past couple years, and it's just time for them to be used up. And I don't want to just declutter everything I'm not using anymore. And I'm not hate panning, which is really great. So the first item I have is my MAC lipstick in the shade Smoked Purple, which I'm wearing on my lips right now, and it looks like this. And so far I've made really good progress. This was almost a full lipstick. I think I maybe had used it once or twice, but I've probably used it a handful or more of times. The thing with this lipstick is it's very mattified, so it's a very dry formula, and you have to keep layering so that there's no lip shining through, and you can tell there's a little bit of not opaqueness, the opposite of opaqueness, sheerness. So you can see a tiny bit of my lip color coming through. So if I were to use a lip liner, I think that would be a lot better. And I do have a deep lip liner that I could pair with this, which is not something I'm typically panning. So I'll probably grab it and maybe use it on the occasion. But normally I just throw this on in the morning when I'm working. I'll throw it on, you know, I'll drink my coffee, eat my food throughout the day, have to reapply it. So I don't have to reapply it a lot though because it is a matte formula. It's a very thick and kind of dry, so it stays on a lot longer than say a satin or a frost or a luster or a cream sheen. And so I don't have to reapply this one as much, which is why I've probably used it maybe a handful or more of times. But I'm happy with the progress, and I hope that this is one that I can have out of my collection by the end of the year. So this one probably will be in for at least a few more months, if not more. So it started at 21 grams and it's now at 20 grams, which is amazing. The next one is MAC Tenor Voice, which is a collab with MAC and Toledo, and it's full. I only swatched this once and I haven't used it otherwise because I'm already using another red lipstick in the same collection, and this one I'm focusing on more. I'm going to try to complete one before I move on to the other. So this one will probably be in the entire project, and it's still at 21 grams. The next item I have is the Ilia Multi-Stick. So you can use this as a cream blush or a lipstick, which I'm sure you can pretty much use any of your lipsticks that way. And I have used it a couple of times. It's okay. It's not something that I would probably put on my lips, but I still have a lot left. I've only used it maybe twice-ish. So I do have a lot more progress that needs to happen before I can see any like weight adjustments on this. So it says it was at 35, but it's grown to 36, which is totally fine. I expect that this is going to be in here for quite some time, if not all year. I'm not familiar with the formula. It seems pretty thick. You don't need a lot, but what I do like is the brush that I use to apply this with, which is from Saint. And it's a beauty brand that used to be called Mascara, and I used to sell it and I really like it, but the whole scheme of the product wasn't for me. I didn't have time to focus on it. Yeah, and so I decided not to sell it anymore, but I should have grabbed a few more brushes before I stopped selling it. So I'll probably end up having a party in the future because the brushes for the cream blush and the cream bronzer are amazing. And they go well with any cream products, not just the same products. So really, really love those, and I really need to get backups for sure because I have a lot of cream products now apparently. I was never a cream girl for like the longest time, and now I have 2 cream blushes. Like, who am I? So yeah. The next one is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation in 102, and I'm trying not to move it that much because I'm trying to keep, you can see I'm right down to here now, and I want to make sure I mark that, so I'm trying not to manipulate the product that much, but I started up here, and now I'm down to about here. So really happy. I'll show you guys a little closer. Maybe you can see that. So there's quite a bit of product usage. So I think this will probably be in for another month and a half. So it'll probably be out in the next round or the round after that. I'm hoping it'll be out sooner, but I pair the product with, I use my SPF. I always mix it with my foundation to make it a little more tinty, which I have on my face today. And then another product I've added in, I'll show you guys at the end because I've added it in here because I've completed a product. So I'll show you guys when I get there, but I combine products with my foundation, and so I don't use it as fast as I would if I just put the foundation on my face, which is fine. I'm loving the combination of the 3, so I'll show you in a moment. But the next one is my Tarte Breezy Bronzer, and this is in the shade Seychelles, and it says Breezy Cream Bronzer is what the brand of or the name of the product is called, and it's just a mini, and this is going to be one of the ones that I use up completely. All of these ones actually I'm going for completion on. And then so this one started off at 10 grams and it's now at 8 grams, and as you can see I have quite a bit used, and I love this so much. I actually bought the full size. I'm so happy I have the full size. The bristle hairs are getting stuck in here, and I hate that. That's why I don't like cream products, because you can see hairs in there, and then I gotta go in with tweezers and make sure that I like isopropyl alcohol, the tweezers, and pick those out. I just hate that. I hate seeing hairs stuck in cream stuff. It's so gross. Obviously you can't really help it if you have pets and things, but I don't have pets and things, so it's all bristles, and you can see like it's just ugh. Anyway, not too much left. I'm considering heating the bottom of this just a little bit on like a flat iron, just to melt the product down to flush a little bit again. But I'm actually making pretty good progress the way that it is, and I'm using a brush that's smaller and more detailed, and then I use this around the perimeters of my face, not down my nose for contour, but I bronze up the rest of my face that way. So I really love this a lot, and I'm excited to see this one go though, because I want to start using other ones. So I'm so happy that I used 2 grams of that already. The next one is my Dr. Jart Ceramidin. Is that what it's called? Ceramidin cream. It looks like this. Ceramidin. I don't even know how you would pronounce that, and I'm so sorry. If you guys know, maybe leave it phonetically down in the bottom. That would be great. But it's a Dr. Jart item, and it's so good. It is so good. I'm definitely going to order this for sure. I love it so much, and I'm obsessed. I want to buy this. It's so good. But this was a sample product, or a deluxe sample, and it's a very, like, it's expensive for what it was. This was almost $13. Is that upside down? I'm so sorry. It's almost $13 for this. So that was exciting that I have an MT of $13 for, well, it was a month for January, or an MT for January. So it's already counted. If you've seen my MTs, you guys would have seen that in my MTs video for January. And I'm really proud of the amount of MTs that I made in January. So really happy about that. But I have one empty, which is great, and so then I already have another item I'm bringing in. The next one is my Ordinary Primer. I kind of wish, this is going to sound dumb, but I kind of wish this was more expensive, because I want to complete this and I want to have it added to my empties goals. And it's only $5. It's like $5 Canadian. It's so cheap. Like, that's the perfect price, but it doesn't do much for me. I have used quite a bit from the time I started, so it was here. I can feel a lot of air in there, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get an accurate, what do you call that, bend in the product, because I can feel there's so much air in here. But it looks like I am down to about this area, so just a bit about here, probably just above this gray line, but it's not bending completely because there's air, and I can feel that it's just air and not product in there. But I've used quite a bit, and I'm hoping this is out in the next few months, because I have a couple other face primers and samples, like foil packets and whatever, to use up. So for me, I really want to get through all that stuff so that I can start working on my Fenty, my Patrick Star One Size, and my MAC one. I have so many that I want to work on. This one's just, it's actually a lot. There's 30 mils of 30 mils of product in here. So there's 30 mils of product in this, and for me, like, that's a lot for $5. That's a pretty substantial amount of product. But it's sort of like, I love the moisturizer type primers. Totally dropping everything. I really appreciate a moisturizer, because I do have dry skin, but that still means my skin is like, it needs that thirsty quenching. Like, it needs to be hydrated. And even though I have oily skin, that doesn't mean I shouldn't be hydrating my skin. It's just the oil is coming out. It doesn't mean that my skin is like not quenched of its thirst. And so I'm using any kind of like hydrating products, and I feel like my skin is really adapting well to that, because I find that parts of my face skin is drying as I get older, especially like in this area. So I'm often trying to find a good eye cream, good face moisturizer, which is why I like that Dr. Jart product so much. It was very, very hydrating, and you could feel it soaking into the skin nicely. I ran out of that really quickly, unfortunately, but this is just sort of that moisturizing primer that like sits on the skin, not like soaking into the skin and really tacking on the product. It's really hard to explain. It's like, it's there, but it just moves, you know. It's sort of like silicone based, and I'm not about that. So unfortunately, I wouldn't repurchase this. I love the price. Like, the price point though is amazing. $5 is awesome. Sure, it's cheaper probably at the Sephora in the US, but once this is gone, I won't be repurchasing it. But I had 38 grams. My goodness, I can't even tell my own writing. It's 38 grams, and it's down to 32 grams. So I've used 6 grams, which is really great. I can tell I've used a lot more than what you can physically see in here, but there's such a huge air bubble. I wish I could get that out. That's okay. So I'm happy I've used so much, and hopefully it's gone either next update or the update after. And then the last one that I've brought in for my number 6 item is the Marc Jacobs highlighter. It's a cream highlighter in dewdrops, and this was in a kit that I bought. It's 5 mils of product, and it weighs in at 16 grams. And I'm really happy about this one because it's got like the most beautiful color to it. And I add this to my foundation. It's just the most beautiful, glowy. You can see it's a golden tone, but on my skin tone, I have, sorry about my sunspots on my hand. I know that's horrible, but you can see it's like the perfect color for my skin. I'm very olive based, and I find that anything yellow undertone is so nice for my skin. And I feel like this golden undertone, it is like perfect on my skin shade. So I'm loving this. Today on my face I have actually that you know, the color in, actually I'll just show it to you. It's in the Rose Quartz Huda Beauty palette, like this one right here, and it's the one that is gelatiny, like the one that has the gems, like the funky one that everyone's like all ew about all the time. But I took this on my ring finger and then I patted it on the high points of my face, and then I put a little bit of my highlighter on top of it, and I feel like it gives me a little bit of a purpley undertone to the highlighter, which is great because this is all like a purpley rose like undertone palette. That's everything I have for you guys. I'm really excited because I think I'll have one empty. I think this one will be an empty next month. I'm gonna work so hard at it, and I am putting this on my loves list from Sephora. I want to buy this so bad. It's really, really good. I've actually found a few products from samples and foil packets and whatever that I've really been enjoying. At the same time, I'm trying not to buy stuff, but skincare is okay because I go through it so fast, and also it's not a problem area for me. It's like I have a couple backups, but I usually plow through those and then I'll buy a couple more at the Sephora sale. So it's not the end of the world for me where makeup is a problem. I could buy makeup all day long. If I had funds, I would just be like, take my money. So anyhow, that's everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please go ahead and check out everybody else's video. I don't know if there's a list. If there is, I will link it down below. I'm just gonna like copy paste from my previous one, so if I'm missing anything, someone could tell me. I'll go hunt it down on someone else's video and like maybe copy that list from there, but I can't remember if I have a list. So if I do, I will link it below. Please go check everybody out. Also check out the hashtag Partners in Cream 2022. I believe that is the hashtag, which I'll be using that one. I'm not sure if everyone else is. I'll double check that as well. There's so many I don't knows right now. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you again later. Bye, everybody.